Get ready, my friends! Things are getting heated behind the scenes at the Baltimore Ravens. Will there be any changes? I'll tell you everything. But first, I want to hear from you. Do you think Mark Andrews is an indispensable player on the Ravens roster? If so, hit the like button now. Man, in my opinion, Andrews is one of the most important players on this team. If possible, comment something like, "Let's go Ravens. Let's go Mark Andrews. We believe we're going to the Super Bowl." Now I need to talk about something important. Mike Tomlin didn't hold back. His words about wide receiver Diontae Johnson and the state of the Ravens' defense caught the attention of fans and the NFL. With the Steelers and Ravens set for another close matchup, Tomlin's comments seem strategic, but grounded in genuine football insight. Tomlin has built a reputation for finding ways to praise opponents, especially players he respects, while throwing just enough shade to keep everyone on edge. This time, he didn't mince words about Diontae Johnson, and his praise for Lamar Jackson was nothing short of admiring. Tomlin took a clear stance on Johnson, who was recently traded from the Steelers to the Ravens. When asked if Johnson would be a major focus for the Steelers' defense, he all but brushed off the question, suggesting that the Ravens' attention was rightly on players with bigger roles like Zay Flowers or Rashad Bateman. Some fans might see this as a calculated psychological move, considering how much is at stake in each Steelers-Ravens game. For those familiar with Tomlin's style, it's not out of character. He's known for his business-casual approach to trash talk, a professional tone with an edge that leaves just enough for the other side to ponder. Whether or not Tomlin intended to rile Johnson or shake up the Ravens' strategy, his comments added an extra layer to the rivalry that makes games like these must-watch events. Johnson didn't respond directly to Tomlin's comments, but was instead focused on returning to his old stomping grounds as an opponent. He even expressed nostalgia about his time with the Steelers and what it will be like to stand in the visitors' locker room, acknowledging the weirdness of facing his former teammates from across the field. While some fans may not love Johnson's friendly tone toward Pittsburgh, others see it as professionalism. The Ravens didn't bring him in to stir the pot with the Steelers. They signed him to contribute to an already dynamic receiver lineup. Johnson's role may not be front and center right now, but his ability to surprise in critical moments could very well impact this upcoming game. Tomlin's appreciation for Lamar Jackson has become a theme this season. He's spoken openly about his respect for Jackson's growth as a player, even comparing him favorably to NFL legends. Tomlin said Jackson's evolution has made him an increasingly difficult quarterback to prepare for, highlighting how Jackson's ability to read defenses and adapt has challenged opposing coordinators. Tomlin went as far as to reference Jackson's 2 MVP seasons, noting that few quarterbacks have ever been able to maintain such high-caliber performances. For Ravens fans, hearing this kind of praise from their biggest rival adds an extra layer of satisfaction, affirming what they've always known about Jackson's unique talent.
Lamar's continued growth and recent adjustments have transformed the Ravens into a multi-dimensional threat. Gone are the days when a heavy blitz was enough to rattle Jackson. Now, the Ravens' offensive schemes are built around Jackson's ability to either pick apart defenses with his arm or break out for a big play with his legs. The team has surrounded him with new tools, from Zay Flowers to Mark Andrews, offering Jackson the options he needs to fully command the field. Tomlin's respect for Jackson feels genuine, yet it's clear that admiration won't soften the Steelers' game plan. Tomlin may respect Jackson, but he'll undoubtedly bring a fierce defensive approach when they face off. But that's not where Tomlin stopped. He also weighed in on the Ravens' defense, a unit that has been under scrutiny despite their strong overall season. Tomlin acknowledged the challenges the defense faces, especially in the passing game, but suggested that a lot of these issues stem from situations where the Ravens have already built substantial leads. When you're up by 2 or more touchdowns, defenses tend to see more passing plays as teams scramble to catch up, which can lead to skewed stats. While some might argue that the Ravens need to address deeper issues in their secondary, Tomlin's view implies that, despite the statistics, Baltimore's defense is formidable and capable of controlling games. For Ravens fans, this feels like a reassurance. If even Tomlin sees strength in Baltimore's defense, perhaps they're in better shape than recent concerns suggest. As Ravens fans look forward to this next chapter in the Steelers-Ravens rivalry, Tomlin's comments only add to the drama. He managed to downplay Johnson's importance, express genuine admiration for Jackson, and still remind everyone that the Ravens' defense can dominate games. It's classic Tomlin, strategic, insightful, and just ambiguous enough to leave fans wondering what his true game plan might be. Will the Ravens use Johnson in unexpected ways, or will they stick with their proven stars? Can Jackson rise to the occasion and prove Tomlin's praise right? And will the Ravens defense step up to shut down Pittsburgh's offense when it matters most? So, what do you think, Ravens fans? Does Tomlin's respect for Jackson feel genuine to you, or do you see this as a way to get into the Ravens' heads? And what about his words on Johnson and the defense? Are they just part of the mental chess game, or could they signal something about his actual plans for the matchup? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Right now, a lot of attention is focused on defensive safety Marcus Williams, who's come under scrutiny for giving up a passer rating of 158.3 when targeted. That's a perfect passer rating in the NFL, something that's bound to worry fans and coaches alike. The question is, can he tighten up his game, or is his season already heading downhill? With Marlon Humphrey's numbers looking solid at a 64 passer rating allowed, it's clear the Ravens have some areas of strength, but the back end of the defense is still raising eyebrows. Linebacker Kyle Van Noy, David Ohabo, and Adefiola are all key names on the edge, yet fans are left wondering if they can sustain the relentless energy needed to shut down the Steelers. If Ravens fans weren't already concerned about their defense, last weekend's matchups added fuel to the fire. Russell Wilson's performance has settled debates about his value for the Denver Broncos, and his impact compared to struggling QBs like Justin Fields shows that experience and consistent execution make all the difference. Pittsburgh is notorious for fielding a physically dominant, scrappy defense. After years of consistent performance from coach Mike Tomlin's side, it's safe to say that they'll be entering this matchup with confidence. Ravens fans might remember intense clashes from past seasons that went down to the final play, and that's exactly the atmosphere we're expecting this weekend. Another factor on everyone's radar is the special teams performance. Ravens kicker Justin Tucker, usually the epitome of reliability, has been off his game lately, which is hard to ignore given his usual career accuracy of over 90%. He's down to 84.8% over the last 3 seasons, which may not seem drastic, but in the world of kickers, it raises questions. Could it be a matter of snap and hold timing? Tucker's former holder, Sam Koch, is no longer part of the routine, and Jeremiah Stoud's influence on special teams is under the microscope. Some fans think bringing Koch back as a dedicated holder might solve this. Whatever the case, Tucker's results aren't what they used to be, and the team may need to tweak the process if they're serious about staying at the top. On the offensive side, the Ravens continue to wrestle with whether they should adjust their game plan when they win the coin toss. Head coach John Harbaugh's team usually prefers to defer and play defensively on opening drives, but fans have noticed that when the Ravens get the ball first, they tend to march down the field, putting pressure on the other team right from the start. Some argue that taking the ball first could help maintain momentum and set a dominating tone from the outset. With so many factors to consider, Ravens fans are in for a nerve-wracking but exciting showdown. Pittsburgh always brings out the best and worst in Baltimore, and this Sunday should be no exception. So what do you think, Ravens fans? Can the defense pull it together against the Steelers, or is this the week the Ravens offense will have to carry the load? Do we stick with Marcus Williams and the defensive coaching staff as they are, or is it time for a bigger shakeup in Baltimore? Let's hear your thoughts below on what the Ravens need to do to walk away with the win.